Welcome to the debate. Our focus today is on a really fundamental strategic choice that any business faces when it's setting up in London, the actual physical geography of their operation.
Exactly. And the source material gives us two starkly contrasting propositions for serviced office space. On one hand, you have a modern, comprehensive hub in Stratford, the E15 postcode, priced at £300 per month.
And on the other, a premium hypercentral location in Mayfair, W1C, at £400 per month. Now, while the absolute cost difference is, only £100, the underlying strategic philosophies are worlds apart.
Right. And that brings us to our central question today. Which of these models, the value-driven, infrastructure-rich, sort of future-oriented hub of Stratford, or the immediate prestige and established power of legacy Mayfair, offers the stronger, more strategically robust foundation for a scaling business?
I'll be arguing for the superiority of the Stratford model. I believe it emphasizes intrinsic value that comes from modern operational infrastructure, comprehensive connectivity, and frankly, its future growth potential.
And I'll be arguing that the premium paid for Mayfair isn't just for rent. It's for irreplaceable strategic assets, immediate prestige, hyperlocal connectivity, and unique design features that I think justify the cost and provide a fundamentally stronger platform for success and for attracting talent.
So, my core thesis is that the Stratford listing represents a smarter, more future-proof investment. When a business chooses that E15 location, it is consciously prioritizing infrastructure and comprehensive global connectivity over the very steep tariff of borrowed historical prestige. The material explicitly defines Stratford as a growing business hub. And that's not just marketing fluff. It's a validated status tied directly to the massive public and private investment that followed the 2012 Olympic Park redevelopment. This designation implies real confidence in the area's maturation, and furthermore, the physical offering is technically excellent. Grade A office space. For anyone who isn't, steeped in property definitions, Grade A isn't just about nice wallpaper. It signifies specific, verifiable infrastructure standards. We're talking superior air quality, redundant power, and as listed, the latest air conditioning and raised floors for servicing. These are features that address sustained, efficient operations. And crucially, the transport links are globally comprehensive. We're not just discussing London centrality here, but direct links to the west, to Heathrow Airport, and even the Channel Tunnel. This means a business is integrated into European and global logistics from day one. When you add in the amenities, car parking, shower facilities, a manned reception, that £300 price point offers crucial financial flexibility.
Okay, but functional efficiency is only half the equation. I would argue that immediate, non-negotiable strategic advantage trumps that kind of standardized efficiency. The Mayfair listing provides exactly that. The £400 premium is justified because it buys necessary assets that simply cannot be replicated in a developing zone, no matter how good the air conditioning is. The address is Prime Mayfair, an area that's instantly synonymous globally with established credibility and capital. Its positioning right in, and I quote, the electric buzz of Oxford Street means you are immediately part of that high-value ecosystem. And the connectivity here is defined by immediacy. The listing highlights it as literally 9 steps from Bond Street Station, with Oxford Circus and Marble Arch minutes away. The strategic value here is that instantaneous city access, under 10 minutes, and easy access to all of London's mainline stations. This hyper-local centrality is a competitive weapon, and the space itself supports this identity, boasting high-end distinctive features like double-height ceilings with original features. This is where you find the unique aesthetic that sells a vision. And beyond that, the flexibility features, 24-hour access, unbranded space, and the very modern signal of pets allowed appeal directly to high-growth, modern business requirements.
Let's dive immediately into that connectivity point, because this is where the strategic models really do diverge. You focus on comprehensive global reach, suggesting the Heathrow and Channel Tunnel links make Stratford fundamentally more strategic.
I do.
I challenge the operational necessity of those global links for, let's say, the average London-based professional service firm, which is the majority of high-value startups. I mean, if we are advising a boutique hedge fund, how often does a direct Channel Tunnel connection really translate into a daily strategic advantage over being 9 steps from Bond Street?
Well, for most knowledge-based enterprises, strategic advantage lies in immediate centrality within that high-value London ecosystem. Being 9 steps from Bond Street and getting to the city in under 10 minutes, that drastically reduces the daily friction for client meetings, for employee commuting. You're leveraging what I'd call the gravitational pull of the Mayfair, Soho, Marylebone triangle. And in practice, that means high-value networking and those, serendipitous meetings happen organically because you're in that ecosystem of limitless retailers and restaurants. Stratford just cannot compete with that immediate density of high-value interaction, even if its links are technically broader.
That's an interesting point on the immediate utility, but you are framing the modern business exclusively around the traditional London model of sort of high street interaction. For a scaling tech firm, a logistics operator, or any enterprise with international supply chains or remote teams that fly in regularly, the sheer infrastructure of Stratford is a non-negotiable asset. The direct mention of Heathrow and the Channel Tunnel signifies that this location is built for modern volume and cross-border operations, something Mayfair's dense legacy infrastructure really struggles to support efficiently. I mean, if a business relies on a substantial proportion of clients from outside London, the comprehensive transit hub status of E15 fundamentally reduces their logistical overhead. Stratford is the hub built for efficiency. Mayfair is the anchor built for status. If efficiency drives profit margin, the argument holds firm.
Okay, if we're prioritizing efficiency, let's look at how the physical space reflects those priorities. You champion Mayfair's aesthetic appeal, the double-height ceilings, the original features. You see those as desirable but ultimately non-essential.
I do, yes. They can often mask older infrastructural limitations.
I'm sorry, but I just don't buy that the generic operational efficiency of Grade A trumps the experiential and strategic value of Mayfair's contemporary design. For a business positioning itself as a perfect HQ, image is an essential component of operational efficiency, especially in attracting capital and talent. If your goal is high-caliber client acquisition, the ability to host clients and events in an architecturally compelling location is a competitive necessity. That aesthetic is part of the product you are selling. You're advising a business to optimize for efficiency metrics alone. I'm advising them to optimize for strategic desirability. And let's look at the cultural signals. Pets allowed in Mayfair. I mean, let's be honest, that's the defining soft signal of modern progressive startup culture. That £100 premium is in part the tariff for signaling that you understand how young talent works. That architectural distinctiveness is your first-round interview for potential employees. Stratford offers standardization. Mayfair offers a distinctive, culturally resonant identity.
We have to address the most quantifiable difference here, the price itself and the financial agility it provides. That £100 a month saving translates to £1,200 annually per workstation. That's a significant, a 25% overhead reduction relative to Mayfair. For a new business, that difference is profoundly strategic. It is not just money saved, it is capital that can be actively deployed. That £1,200 per employee can fund a marketing retainer, upgrade the IT stack, or, critically, reduce the hiring risk during a growth phase. The Mayfair premium is a fixed cost that immediately inhibits scaling agility. Stratford enables financial discipline.
That's a robust financial argument, I'll grant you, but focusing solely on cash savings ignores the utility of the operational flexibility offered in Mayfair. Flexibility isn't just about financial terms, it's about access and culture. You highlight the lower overhead in Stratford. Well, Mayfair offers key operational and cultural flexibility. The features listed, 24-hour access, and unbranded space, they speak to a modern, adaptive culture that expects accessibility outside of a traditional 9-to-5. The premium is the tariff for unique operational conveniences. If a business needs secure, after-hours access for developers or a global sales team in different time zones, Mayfair guarantees that. That operational continuity is priceless, and the unbranded space allows a firm to maintain its specific identity. So the question becomes, is the lower price of Stratford worth sacrificing 24-hour convenience and proprietary branding?
It seems we are debating whether a business should buy a high-end cultural badge or a future-proof operating system. Let's go back to the strategic context of the location. The Stratford location is explicitly aligned with regeneration and growth. It offers a compelling narrative of momentum. I mean, this is evidenced by the stunning views across to iconic Olympic Park buildings. Aligning with a growth hub allows a business to be perceived as forward-thinking, dynamic. Mayfair is stable, yes, but it is fundamentally static. Its valuation is inelastic because it's already fully realized. Stratford offers the potential for locational capital growth.
And that is precisely the strategic risk I would advise a client to factor in. Reliance on post-Olympic Park redevelopment carries inherent uncertainties about the speed and the ultimate nature of that zone's maturation. You're betting on potential growth, which requires patience and accepting potential delays. Mayfair, by contrast, is established. It's a safe, proven zone for established firms. Its power is existing and undeniable. When credibility and stability are the primary needs, Mayfair provides immediate, verifiable assurance that the promise of future growth in E15 simply cannot match. For instance, when you're seeking Series A funding, the Mayfair postcode functions as a crucial investor signal, often lowering the perceived risk, which ultimately reduces the cost of capital. That financial benefit far outweighs £100 a month.
But that existing power comes with an implicit cost of static infrastructure. Mayfair, for all its prestige, is a dense, high-friction environment. The modern business should prioritize infrastructure that supports sustained operational scaling, high-volume logistics, and commuting from diverse locations, which Stratford is explicitly built to do. Moreover, the narrative of modernity matters. Being located amongst iconic structures allows a scaling firm to attract a different kind of talent, those who value innovation and the departure from traditional corporate hubs. The vibrancy of a growing area often attracts a workforce optimized for growth stage businesses.
I'm not convinced the high-friction environment in Mayfair is exactly what creates its desirability. The density translates into immediate opportunity. You are buying a community of high-value business interaction and an ecosystem of limitless resources, the retailers, the restaurants. These are external assets that significantly enhance the business environment, providing amenities that Stratford's infrastructure cannot provide on the same immediate scale. If we compare the environments for client entertainment, a critical component of high-value services, Mayfair offers world-class options right there. Stratford is still building that ecosystem. Until it's fully mature, a business in E15 has to spend time and resources traveling west for equivalent experiences, which negates some of the efficiency savings.
Ultimately, the choice comes down to financial discipline married to strategic planning. I maintain that the combination of grade A quality, comprehensive global transport links, and the undeniable value proposition of £300 a month in a designated growth zone makes Stratford a strategically superior location for a business focused on infrastructure, maximizing capital, and future scalability. It's choosing efficiency for the long run and aligning with a narrative of momentum.
And I firmly stand by the assessment that the Mayfair listing provides essential, non-negotiable assets in immediate proximity to core transport and cultural hubs. The combination of established prestige, unique aesthetic features, and critical operational flexibility like 24-hour access defines an optimal, high-value business environment that commands and fully justifies the £400 a month. The business is buying immediate strategic identity, low-friction client access, and an established ecosystem, not just cheap square footage.
It's clear from these two listings that the priorities are just fundamentally different. Stratford appeals to the business that buys comprehensive infrastructure and future operational efficiency, while Mayfair caters to the business that prioritizes immediate status, low friction and core London access, and unique experiential design. Both paths are credible, and they're both evidence-based, supported entirely by the features outlined in the material.
Indeed, the ultimate decision is really an articulation of strategic intent. Is the business optimizing for infrastructure and capital preservation in a developing area with high growth potential, or is it prioritizing immediate access to a high-value ecosystem and leveraging an established identity to attract high-caliber talent? The contrast between comprehensive infrastructure and immediate cultural leverage clearly illuminates two strong, opposing models based on the specific evidence presented.